Am I audible? Ma'am?
Just a second, yeah. I think I have just logged out from the link. Just a minute, Swati.
No issue, ma'am.
So I'm very worried about the, charging.
Ma'am, don't worry.
No,
Okay.
no, only about the charging thing. This time, I have no worries.
Swati, okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Where is Anjali, ma'am? Okay.
Sir, she's here.
Okay. Okay.
Why
Fine.
I'm not visible, Swati?
You will have to enable your video. Enable your video.
No, I have enabled my video and I was visible, but just now I have disappeared.
Ma'am, I think there's some network issue. Because the same thing was happening with me as well.
But there is no network issue here. Can we restart it? I mean, I leave the meeting. How do you leave the meeting?
You have to cancel from the upper tab.
Sorry, Swati, can you explain?
Yes, ma'am. Just hold on. Ma'am, just there's a red button there.
There is a pink color button. I am just pressing it, but then I was visible now. We were talking from the last 15 minutes, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You were visible.
And there is no network connection at my place. We have a very strong Wi-Fi because I do it on the daily basis. So I don't know.
Ma'am, just check. Maybe your camera is turned off.
Let me just restart it again then. Now Rakesh sir is also not visible.
I'm very much visible.
What happened to me? Why I am not visible?
Anjali ji, just put on that video icon. Once you put on that video icon, you would be visible.
I was very much visible.
Yes, ma'am was visible.
From the last 15 minutes we have been talking, right?
Hello, ma'am. I think ma'am has left.
Director sir is there?
Yes, I'm
Yes,
here.
sir.
Very good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Afternoon.
Sir, actually there is some problem with the source person's network this time.
Okay.
She has been facing some issues of joining and leaving the site again and again.
स्वाति मैम को बोलो कि मोबाइल से ज्वाइन कर लें अगर लैपटॉप में कुछ इशू आ रहा है। मैं
हाँ, मोबाइल से ज्वाइन करना इज अ बेटर ऑप्शन सर। मुझे भी लैपटॉप में इशू आ रहे थे, मैंने भी मोबाइल से ज्वाइन किया है।
Yes, sir. I think ma'am has joined.
Yes. Yes.
Swati,
Yes, sir.
Anjali ma'am's problem is like this. While she is joining, if there are two cameras, okay,
Yes, sir.
it may happen that what camera she has been set for, that is to be checked. Ma'am is joining from laptop or a desktop or mobile phone?
Sir, I think from laptop. I'll have to check.
Now she has joined.
No, first, let us see that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Anjali ma'am. Yes.
Ma'am,
you
are
will
you
be-
audible? You are visible. You are visible.
Okay.
Now let's quickly do it now before I disappear again. Good evening to you, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. Okay.
We are playing that Gaya Baya game, no?
Okay. So, Swati, start the.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A very good afternoon to everyone present here. I, Swati Sharma, feel privileged to welcome you all on behalf of Geeta Rattan International School in the personality development workshop based on the theme problem solving. Geeta Rattan International Business School was established in the year 2004. The institute is affiliated to Guru Gobind Singh Indraprasth University, Delhi, and is approved by All India Council for Technical Education, Ministry of HRD, and Government of India for Technical Programs, and Bar Council of India for Law Programs. GIPS is currently offering postgraduate programs like MBA, International Business, and MCA Integrated, and undergraduate courses, namely BBA, LLB, and MBA. It has been rated A by National Assessment and Accreditation Council in second cycle. It is an ISO 9001:2015 certified institute. GIPS has been rated A+ by State Fee Regulatory Committee, a fee committee of Government of NCT of Delhi, and rated highest grade A by Joint Inspection Committee of Government of NCT of Delhi and GJS IP Universe. It has been rated grade A by Academic Audit Cell of GJS IP University consecutively from the past 8 years. Also, GIPS has been rated as number 2 pan-India by Times Business School Survey consecutively for the year 2018 and 2009. At GIPS, the thrust is on overall personality development of students so that they can face the challenges in their competitive professional life with value-based approach. Going by this agenda, our institute is conducting a personality development workshop on problem-solving approaches. The main aim of this workshop is to make students understand the approaches of looking at a problem and solving it, and also to learn ways of confronting people and increasing accountability of accepting decisions. And today we have with us Ms. Anjali Datta to share her knowledge on the topic. She is a founder director at Train Me Academy. She is a creative trainer with 20 plus years of experience in learning and development domain, with strong aspiration to coach managers by virtue of educational experience and professional expertise. She is also a motivational speaker. Ma'am has been engaged in organizational development, training and educational activities nationally and internationally. Ma'am, we are honored to have you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for joining us.
Sure. It's a pleasure to be here, Swati. So can I continue?
Yes,
you would like to. Okay. So, Namaskar. Good evening to all of you. This is Anjali Datta, and it is always a privilege for me to be, coming here and talking to young people, young managers, the future of India. And today the topic is very, very interesting: problem-solving approaches. And I think today we will talk less about the problems, because as it is, there are so many problems. We will talk more about solutions. So thumbs up. Thank you so much, everybody, once again. So we'll start today's conversations. And once again, I welcome you on behalf of Gita Ratan International Business School. So, friends, tell me what a problem is. Problem starts from the need of a solution, actually. Now I'll give you a very very interesting example. You and me are connecting today just because that somebody was creative enough to think about a solution in the pandemic called COVID. In the era of corona, where millions and millions and millions of people are actually losing their lives, and on the daily basis the cases have been increasing from the last 1.5 years. Forget about life, forget about anything. The most essential part of our life is actually education, I can say, because education fundamentally builds you as a human. Literacy is very different from education. So when education stops, then everything stops. So I think these schools and colleges were, we were not able to do it. We were not able to meet. There were no schools which were open. There were no universities which were open. Everything was shut down. So this interactivity is a result of a solution. So this result of interactivity, the thought process, the solution which has come is an interesting example of problem-solving approach. So I think Swati would also agree to this, and I would want to, present this also in a virtual form. So I would request Swati to please bring on the presentation live for my participants, so that it is easier for them to connect. Thank you so much. So starting the very, very, very popular phrase that from where this solution comes. Problem is there, but from where the solution comes. So ladies and gentlemen, let us wear our thinking cap. This thinking cap is very important, because the problem comes with the need of solution. So coming directly to the second this thing, I'll just take a minute to roll it further. Yeah. What is in the box? What is in the box? The question to you is, what can be in the box? So when I give you a box of problems, you all must have heard of Pandora's box of troubles. So before Pandora could open the box, she could not imagine what is inside the box. So when a problem comes to you, it is like a box. It can be either solved, it can be either resolved, or it cannot be resolved. But every problem has a solution. So when you look at this as a box, please wear your caps, the thinking caps. So the person who thinks about the solution is the person who actually solves the problem. So we should thank people who have, put up the virtual interface so well that we are able to talk today. Otherwise, this was a big problem. Okay. Now coming to the next part, which is very important. What do you learn from today's webinar? See, decisions, needs, problems, they are interrelated. You have a problem, you need to solve that problem, and the biggest problem comes when you have to decide. So the options are available. So for example, again, I'll give you the same example. If I need to build up a connect with my people, I cannot go and meet people. I cannot deliver a lecture. I cannot go in the physical university. But I'm sitting at my home, sitting at my virtual workplace and talking to my students, talking to my people on problem solving. So there is some solution to it. So how do you select an option? How do you select an option? The option, the decision of an option depend upon your intelligence to solve that problem. Intelligence. So problem solving is a skill, and we all have that skill. We all have that skill, and we need to hone that skill to become a better corporate professional. So this has been included as a part of your PD because these skills will help you to become a better professional at your workplace. Because everyone wants a problem solver. Nobody wants to look at a person who only sees the problem and no solution. So to see through that problem, you need to be a thinker. So again, I will request you, this is a very interesting exercise. Now I request Swati ma'am to please play the video on what are the 6 skills of a problem solver. Ma'am, please play it.
Yes.
Hi. In our world today, every business faces problems sometimes on a daily basis. Since removing obstacles is essential along the business path to success, this video shows you 6 qualities suggested in helping you become an excellent problem solver. So here are 6 qualities for an exceptional, high-standard problem solver. Good problem solvers are good thinkers. They are able to combine the right feelings with the right logic to produce an accurate solution. They are aware of what is actually happening and always take problematic issues in an objective manner. Good problem solvers consider problems as new challenges and opportunities. They learn from what they encounter and consider it as a wonderful life experience. Good problem solvers regularly improve communication between their employees. This encourages members to accept solutions proposed by others, thus finding the best strategy to solving the problems. Good problem solvers keep egos aside. They don't care who finds the solution, but what's important is solving the problem quickly and effectively. Good problem solvers encourage creativity and new ideas in finding solutions solutions to problems faced in the business. They are able to vision if these solutions are going to work to achieve the effect desired. Good problem solvers are able to find the right root causes of the problem faced and thus eliminate the problem from reoccurring. Getting rid of problems once and for all is the aim of every organization striving success. Everyone in your organization is advised to follow the steps above to be able to solve any problem, however small, in the best way possible. Keep in mind that big complex problems are always made up of smaller, simpler problems. Eliminating these small problems allows the bigger problem to gradually disappear. So follow these steps to wow yourself to an exceptional, one-of-a-kind problem solver that can tackle almost anything.
Yeah. So we are here again. Okay, good to go. So now there is again, I would like to put up a very nice case study. How do you decide on the problems? I told you that your options to decide are always dependent upon the need to solve that problem. First of all, you should be creative enough. In the last video we saw that you need to magnify the problem first. You need to investigate that problem. You need to do the 4M analysis, which I will just cover. More or less, what you have to do is, first of all, understand the problem. Understand the problem. Then go on statistics to collect data, figure out what has to be. So a problem solving approach is a scientific approach. But then again, as a corporate professional, I feel that you need to put up your brains there. You have to be a creative person to solve a problem through a scientific method. So it's a combination of art and science. For example, bingo, let's take an example. You want to, probably you want to go out and you want to carry, you don't have water, like you don't get water anywhere. So you are scared of infections. So what do? You can't boil water everywhere. Can you boil water everywhere? No, you cannot. So what are the options of, keeping yourself away from infections? Carry a Bisleri water bottle or buy a Bisleri water bottle from the station or place where you are, wherever you are traveling. So the problem is that you can get an infection out of a contaminated, dirty water when you drink it. But the options are what? You either boil it somewhere, or you carry a bottle with you, or you buy a Bisleri water, Bisleri or any kind of mineral water bottle. Any mineral water bottle you can, disclaimer for any advertising. You can, pick up any mineral water bottle from anywhere. But the problem is that solution of the problem is that you need to carry a water bottle with you. That is a solution. So there is no option. So if you want to get rid of the infections, carry a water bottle. So what was the problem? Infection. What was the solution? Options. You boil it or you carry a mineral water bottle. So you carry a mineral water bottle. So that's a very simple solution. The problems are sometimes nature of action, very serious, not so serious, plan or action, not so urgent. So you need to classify your problem into various matrices, that what kind of a problem is, and then prioritize. All right. So yes, and scope of intervention. What is an intervention? Tell me. Yes. Intervention is nothing but the objective of an activity to improve the situation. So what kind of interventions were required when we felt that the COVID is on the highest peak of its infection spreading everywhere? What do? Shut down everywhere. But the education system or the basic necessities are still on. So the precautions are there. The vaccine is there. But then again, we are trying to solve the problem on the permanent basis. How? Proper vaccinations. So prevention is always better than cure. And again, I'll give you a very interesting example. The horse rider died because of the nail. The shoe was lost because the nail was missing. So there is a connection between a horse rider was going and then he fell down. Why he fell down? Because the shoe came out of the horse's leg. And why the shoe came out? Because it met a nail. So the horse rider died because of nail. Very small thing. So similarly, problems always start from a very minuscule state and they keep on increasing. As a problem solver, you saw in the last video that you need to stop the problem from its inception. As soon as it comes, try to, get a solution for it so that it doesn't become too big. It doesn't spread. Okay. So I just gave you an example of the boiled water and the, informations. So the option was that you get mineral water everywhere. Why will you boil a water? And then the options are always based on the solutions, and solutions are always based on the needs, and the needs are always based on the actual solution of the problem. So your decision is always not based on the, foresight or something, but it is based on options. If there are no options, there are no decisions. So get your options right. Right? So in order to make a good decision, you need to have your options ready, and your options will decide that which is the best one. So you need to choose. So we'll study further. We'll know the most effective choice is the most effective problem solving attitude. And before I forget, what is the foremost thing when you pick up a problem? Your attitude. If you start your problem with a negative affirmation, you're not positive about it. Oh my God, what kind of problem this is it? I will never be able to solve it. Your problems will never have an effective solutions. So limitations will be there. Limitations should not demotivate you. Limitation should not demotivate you to not to take the right decision. So don't limit yourself. You will have the limitations, but then don't limit yourself from solving it. So that is my one. The most effective choice given is the limitations of the options. But then again, you have to make the right decision. So how do you start? What is the framework from problem solving? Defining the problem. First thing first is, what is the problem? Most of the people start, this is the problem. This is the problem, but actually they don't have the definition of the problem. Define your problem. Sit on it. Think about it. Research it out. Make a nice statement. Take a pen and paper and do it. Defining the problem. The first thing first. So once the problem is defined, you will be able to get your, you will be able to avoid the crisis. Decisions are made step by step. You cannot jump to the last step. So define the problem is the first step. And then you are coming to analyzing the solution. What is the solution? What kind of problems we had? So analyze the situation. Analyze your situation, how you're going to solve it. You can always refine your further, you will refine your further problem with the research work. So do a lot of research work with the analysis of your problems. Then comes a very interesting part of it, that how do you create a framework? How do you understand the problem till the last? The problem is sometimes too big for you to even understand. So you will put lot of tools there. 4M analysis, 5 how plus 1H, Ishikawa's fishbone analysis, statistics. Those things will be there. However, you need to have a good research work. Your logistics need to be very strong. How do I do it? Most of the problem researchers fail because of the poor logistics. Get your logistics right. Okay? So analyze your solutions, analyze your situation, examine it well, conduct the root cause analysis, do your 4M analysis. I will just explain you further that what are the root cause of the situation. How do you analyze your situation in a very minuscule manner? How do you go to the last minute understanding that who is responsible for this problem? Man, machine, material, method. So we'll do the 4M analysis. And do you know what is again a very important part of problem solving situation? Logics. You don't put logic. Why it is happening? It is happening because of this. Why it is happening? Why it is not happening? Solve it out. Put everything in a pen and paper, meticulously sketch it out, draw the diagram of your problems, and then you can see a picture, full picture of your problem, and then collaborate. Without collaboration, you will not find any solution. And at corporate level, when problem is a defined entity, you need to define the problem. It is a defined entity, and the solution is very, very methodical. So here, when we are talking about problem solving and decision making, or the approach to solve a problem, it is a very strong matrix, your logic. If you don't put the right logic and you don't put your right creativity, then you will never reach the solution of your problem. So analyzing the problem. Now coming to the generation of corrective actions. What the correcting actions? The survey. How do you reach the solutions? You also reach to the solutions by doing a lot of surveys, study, statistics, data. Some data analysis is important. For example, you are not well, you're coughing a lot. What do? You have a stomach ache. You are having a headache sometimes. So all your problems, can you go and take a medicine yourself? No. How will you? You will first get your blood checked, in case if you have an infection or something, why you are feeling that, why you are coughing so much, why you are having fever. So then you are going to take the remedy out of it. Without statistics, without data collection, you cannot jump to a problem solution. So the problem is the symptom is headache. The problem is fever. The problem can be anything. Problem is a disease, but symptoms is headache. So seeing the symptoms, you cannot say that this is the problem. You have a headache. You don't know why you are having a headache. You need to do the research, study. Okay. So I'm trying to, relate to the, very fundamental situations so that you all can understand. Now coming to generating correcting actions again, your ideas put in, your statistics put in, and your fundamentals, data put in, you will see that, now your problem is getting zeroed down. Your problem is slowly, coming to a situation where you can actually see the root cause of your problem. So then what you do? Now you are coming to evaluating options, as I said. List the crucial guidelines or decision-making criteria, assign points to each criteria, find out, set up the total points, pros and cons. This is a very interesting exercise when you say, for example, there are so many times, for example, you want to learn guitar or you want to learn volleyball, whatever. What are the best institutions available? 10 and 15. And then you need to figure out from them what are the advantages of the school and what are the disadvantages of the school. And then you have to figure out, you have to match. Okay. So then statistically, you will find out from the research, from the feedback, from everyone, from the counters, that which school is the best option for you. So it is again a study. You see how we are slowly moving to evaluating options. We need to find out advantages and disadvantages and then figure out what can be the best option. Is it not? Yes, good to go. Bingo. Right. Now, coming to the implementing the best solution. Then you are going to find people, money, time, technology, informal reviews, everything. You're going to put every best possible things there, that you know what options I should choose. Because see, the optimum utilization of resources, how do you utilize the resources in the best possible way, is the best solution of any problem. You have to see everything. You have to see your time management, you have to see your resources, that is money, you have to see finance, you have to see everything. For example, if you start a new project, you need to see the logistics first. How much money I have, how much infrastructure I have, how many people I have. So then you are going to find a remedial solution, isn't it? So when you want to find a remedial solution to your problems, you need to see the holistic result of that problem and your own pocket, your own investigations, and your own self, that where you stand and how you are going to implement it in the longer run. So implementation is the final thing wherein you will see that your problems are getting solutions. Now again, there is yet another framework where I would like to share with you, that when you are about to implement your problem, see the success of it. All this you have done, your logistics have been seen. Sometimes you don't have so much of money. I have a very beautiful video with me of from a Discovery channel I have taken out. Swati ma'am, can you please play the video
Yes, ma'am.
of Mr. Saidullah, who made a floating bicycle boat, and it is such an interesting video. Please enjoy it.
नाव का इंतजार मुझे गवारा न था,
नाव का इंतजार मुझे गवारा न था,
मुझे मेरे प्यार से मिलना ही था, मेरी बेकरारी ने मुझे आविष्कारी बना दिया। पर प्यार को भी आविष्कार का सहारा लेना ही पड़ता है। आविष्कार ही मेरी नूर का नूर है, नई खोज ही मेरी जिंदगी का जुनून है। माई टेक्नोलॉजी।
Okay. Good to go. Very nice. Thank you so much, ma'am. Okay. Now coming to the presentation again. Okay. Ma'am, would you take us to the place where yeah, I think this was the place, implementing the best solution. So now you've seen the old man, Sabdullah. He was, how he converted his simple bicycle into a floating boat. So what was the need? He had to go and meet his, wife, lady love, every day. And he had to cross a river. And then he had no resources to cross it every day. So he said, once for all, he used his creative thinking cap, the hat he wore. And he said, I'm going to find a solution to it. So he did the study. He saw his finances and he saw the available resources with him. And then he implemented it and he invented a floating bicycle for his use. So this is the way. There are so many times, you do that Hindi word you use, jugaad, that creative things you do with yourself. Sometimes, you just don't have the available resources. You say, let's do it, creative. Solve the problem. Let's do it like this. So same way, whether it is technology or our day-to-day lives, we need a thought process to get rid of those problems which trouble us, and then we can have a small problem and bigger problem, but the approach is almost same with all. Okay, here. So I'm just trying to explain you cause and effect diagram, which obviously you will, this is called Ishikawa's fishbone analysis. And you will also, study in the, your operation research, the subject, that how do you understand, this looks like a fishbone actually. So cause and effect diagram. So you want to find out the cause and effect of something. You try to study. In-depth study is done with this tool, that how certain parameters or standards affect your problem, and how those things, affect the performance of your particular standard thing. So this is cause and effect diagram. That few things which become the causes and which bring the effect to lower the standards of things. So you need to study it's a little, scientific manner. So what you find out from this particular diagram is man, material, method, machine, measurements. So what you say, that you try to find out where the problem is. Machine was wrong, man was wrong, method was wrong, your measurements were wrong. What was wrong? Like for example, there are some rejections in a manufacturing place. A lot of rejections are happening. So the production manager is approached by the HR manager or the supervisor who is on the plant. He comes and approaches us, sir, there is so much of rejection happening in this particular product. So when the review meeting happens, meeting happens in the quality department, then we try to figure out that which particular aspect was wrong. Man was wrong, machine was it a worker who is doing wrong? Yeah, there is something wrong with the machine. Yeah, the process is wrong. There is a problem in the standard operating process. What is the problem? So we need to understand the problem areas with the help of the cause and effect diagram with its various categories. So this is a kind of a detailed problem solving example, that why do road accidents happen, cause and effect. So it can be improper driving, drunken driving, lack of control, no nice roads. So man, people, drivers, machine, roads, method, no traffic lights at the right places, no control. So this is the way the analysis of a situation happens, and that is how you get to narrow down your results, narrow down your approach to your problems. So this is the so cause and effect diagram. There are a lot of issues, and this diagram is done for validation in various cases. So only the data, sometimes data is very, very important part of some studies. But along with the data, you need to validate with your creative and logical thinking also. So the collaborative efforts also sometimes help. So there is a very beautiful tool. I really love this tool, 5 times why. Benefits of 5 whys, what, when, who, where, what happened. It helps to find out the root cause of the problem. What, when, where, who, why. So when you will be, in your or companies or something, these tools are going to really help you, in understanding the problems, solving the problems. In the corporates, we take the live case studies to solve, these problem solving and decision making. But when you will grow up and you will join organizations, you will become managers, and then these small tips which we are sharing with you is definitely going to help you to solve the bigger problem. So this is again a quality research. 5 whys. Why do you ask? You can narrow down the research by asking 5 times why it happened. Why? Keep asking, and then the narrow down your research, and by asking questions, you come to some solution that this can be the root cause of the problem. So all those questions which are put up, in the review meetings or talking, see, collaborative efforts. This is again a very, I said, technical subject, problem solving, because in lot of your research work, in your operations, you tend to do lot of review meetings, shop floor meetings. In Japanese, like been traveling a lot in my past, this thing, Genzi Genbetsu, back to the shop floor, is a very, very important tool. When you go back to the shop floor, you have to be on the shop floor to find out those problems. So whenever you want to solve any problems, go to the venue. If it is place related, see it real time. See it real time. The real time, the real phase, the real time situations are always very, very helpful in solving the problem. So get the knack of the actual thing, get hands on, get to the, root cause, get asked, and then go to the, that particular thing, that is going to help you a lot to solve that problem. I think this particular interaction is helpful for you. Now coming to a very important part, though I have covered the problem solving approach to an extent now, and this is a little, collaborative effort when it comes to decision making. It can be individual. You never know that when your problems are getting solved, right? So individually also you solve problems. Sometimes you delegate your subordinates to take decisions on your behalf. Sometimes it is a group decision to solve a problem, when 4 or 5 people sit together and solve the problem. And then sometimes it is consultative. You're not able to solve your problems, you need to hire an outside consultant to do it. So that there are OD consultants like us. There are so many times, there are so many problems. So HR and HR and OD consultants are on the, on the board to solve those problems. So how do we do it? We take suggestions. The experts, the SMEs, the subject matter experts who come into the group to solve the problems. So that's how it is. So coming to last but not the least, I have really enjoyed the session. Swati ma'am, thank you so much for having me here. And
thank you, ma'am, for joining.
Yeah, and just a suggestion that creativity is mother of innovation, and all the problems have solutions. It's just need-based solutions or creativity-based solutions, but always have a positive attitude to look to your solutions, and always have a strong belief in collaborative, because collaborations help. Use your research, investigate statistics, believe in science, believe in operations, and be successful. Be a leader. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here, Swati ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah, questions, please. You may please proceed.
Yes, ma'am. So there are some questions that students are asking.
Yes.
How can we become a thinker in this difficult times of pandemic?
Okay. Yes. See, healing is a very, wellness and healing is a very important aspect of this particular pandemic. And I always believe that, there is a variance. Yes, thank you so much. I'm able to touch the variance of this. There is an opportunity variance, When you solve a problem, there is a variance of opportunity. So trust me, guys, this pandemic has given an opportunity to all of us to make ourselves as creative as we can. So as we are sitting right now, we all are getting educated. We all are, getting everything in hand. Rather, our perspective has changed. We should be more confident now that we are able to handle the situation in such a way. So I think this is a prime time. The opportunity variance, you should look at that you have a huge opportunity to display your skills now online, or you can start your articles being published, and you can go on air anytime. Rather, you can do upskilling, rather than the time factor has probably you're getting more time for yourself. So why not, when you get more time for yourself, get more creative, bring out your best, bring out your latent potentials. I think this is the opportunity variance, and it's a beautiful question asked. I think I've answered that.
There's the next question. How to select alternative solutions to a given problem?
Yeah. So as I said, when you investigate and when you narrow down, your solutions are always based on the options you are available. Okay. So when you have got options, the theory is that the option which is most suitable and with lowest of limitations is the most applicable. So try to look into your logistics. Your options will always be closer to the very low variance of the objectivity of your problem. So try to get into the lowest limitation level, see yourself, investigate on yourself, and then opt. Your problem is always your individual solution sometimes. So look into your logistics, look into your opportunities, and look into your capacities to have the best solution.
There is the next question. How can we keep pace between our social and professional problems?
Okay, that's a very I think that's a very and it is a very individualistic answer as well. There you need to keep a very sound balance between your individuality and in your social life, because see, your individual life is restricted to your own self. Your life is like a nucleus. The first concentric circle is your family, and the second concentric circle is your friends, and the third concentric circle is the society at large. So your connections should always be connected to the wellness of your mindset. So you yourself know where to draw the red line. So you know your limitations well, do whatever suits you, and try to find a good connect with the society, because in all circumstances, people, you need to become a people's person, because you cannot have a, unsocial life being a social animal, and it is people who should accept you in the longer run.
Yes, ma'am. There is another question.
Okay. Yes.
Many times certain social, political, and financial pressure does not lead to selection of appropriate solution. So, what to do during that time?
See, that's the answer. The question itself has the answer. When you are not, as I said, the best solution is the best option. If you have a limitation, probably that option is ruled out. That solution is actually ruled out when it is not in the part of the options. You need to find the lowest variance in your limitations and the final option, which is closest to your fine line. As I said, the same example of water and boiled water. Boiled water cannot be compared to a mineral water. Mineral water has a lot of disadvantages. We know that. But then, what is the option? This costs 30 rupees, 25 rupees. Boiling water costs 0. But then there are times when you cannot do that. When you cannot do that, the options are very close to what are the options available to you. Limitations are everywhere.
Yes, so that's all for today. And thanks for joining us. It was such an interactive and engaging session. Thanks for your time.
No. Thank you so much, dear. And it is always pleasure to be coming to, Gita Ratan University. And you all have maintained a very nice culture. And I love the power pack participants also. And I don't think so. My wives have shown that, I'm not enjoying. I've really enjoyed my participants, and they are really nice. And I wish them all the best. Stay home, stay safe. Do not get into too much of reading all those negative newses. You all have positivity. Spend and invest your time with judicially. This time is never going to come back to you again. Okay? So groom yourself, build up your personality, come out as a fighter, and you all are successful. I can see that.
Thank you, ma'am, from the entire Gita International Business School.
Thank you so much, dear.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, dear, for having me. Thank you so much. Okay. Bye.